What's up, everybody, and welcome to another edition of On the Move with Jazzy K. You are watching VoicesOfReality.tv, and today my special guest is Keith Bossier. He's a guy who's an actor based out of L.A. He was born and raised here in Denver, Colorado, and we're glad to have him on the show. Welcome to the show, Keith.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
So, Keith, I have a few questions that I want to ask you throughout the show, and we want to find out a little bit about what you do and what you are planning to do down the road. So when did you get into acting, and what made you want to get into acting?
I guess I was about 20, 21, 22 years old, and the Black Student Union at the college I was attending was doing a play, and it was called Young, Gifted, and Black, and I just got a part. I had no acting aspirations, even though I wanted to be on television, but at the time I was pursuing a political science degree. And after that particular play, there was a long span of time between roles because I just didn't pursue it. It was just something for fun at the time. Then an opportunity came along via a friend of mine who needed to fill in a position in a Christmas play because another friend of mine flaked. And so it happened to be the lead role, and I took the role and did a pretty good job for a beginner. That was in '99. And the director of that particular play happened to be producing a film following that play. And so he gave me a job in that film. So this is what I've been doing for the past 12 years.
That's a great way to be able to get into film. You know, you kind of stumble across it, not actually trying to get into it. Whereas sometimes you have people who are aspiring actors and actresses, and they have a hard time getting in. And then, you know, I know sometimes people get mad at guys like you that just get things that just come along like that. But, you know, either way, it's good, you know, that you're doing what you do. Have you found it to be a big challenge to get roles or big roles or those types of things? Have you found it to be a big challenge?
Most definitely. It's taken a lot of hard work. Quite honestly, if I had known how tough it was going to be, I may not have set out on this journey. I would have completed my political science degree. But when it's something that you love, then you don't really consider it work. And ever since that play, I fell in love with it. And I knew that was what I was supposed to be doing. That's what was in my heart to do. That was my passion. That was my love. So it's trying, it's challenging sometimes. An actor at some course in their career, if they stay in it, they may wonder, you know, is this really what I'm supposed to be doing? Because a lot of us have a false sense of timing that it has to happen in a certain period of time. And then when that time passes by and you still haven't gotten that big role, you start to think and you start to wonder, but that's a trick.
So is that just part of the process that, you know, you kind of think like that? Because I know sometimes with me, I mean, I've done a lot of independent films, a lot of local commercials and those types of things. And then there'll be times where I'm wondering, like, you know, is this what I'm really supposed to be doing? Even though I'm real passionate about it, I love what I'm doing. But every now and then I'll get that second guessing in the back of my mind, you know, say, man, you know, is this what I'm really supposed to be doing?
It really is part of the process. And as an actor, we see people who get success right out of the box, maybe at a young age. But the key is longevity. And a lot of people who have it given to them immediately without paying dues, they don't necessarily last a long time. And I keep a saying in my head that I heard 3 times from 3 different people in the span of 1 week. And that saying was, it takes 15 years to create an overnight success. So the person that you think just came on the scene, they've been paying dues for 15 years, maybe even 20. But we just became acquainted with them. And that keeps me really encouraged. I've had some big parts. I'm enjoying my career. I get to come out and I get to teach and share my knowledge with other people and be creative. So I get to use my craft in other areas. And so it keeps me going.
So So are you able to do it full time, or do you have to do like I know a lot of people that are actors in the business, you know, they have to have a side job or overnight job or what have you, but are you able to do this full time?
I'm either teaching, I teach at a private institute in California, also doing the workshops, which you already know about, and then I'm acting, and we're producing our own films as well. So I'm really doing nothing else that is not related to acting. Everything I do is related to my career.
Yeah, that's really good, and I think that's real important as an actor aspiring in this business, that you have to be able to do other things, which is, like you said, produce your own films and do other stuff like that to get yourself out there. You know, I've been fortunate to be able to do that too. So, who are some of the people that you have worked with since you've been, you know, in the business? Have you worked with any big names? And if so, how was that experience?
I don't like dropping names, but I have had the pleasure of working with some really experienced people who have taught me a lot. I've worked with Kalita Smith from the Bernie Mac Show. I've worked with Denise Dowes. I've worked with Esther Scott. She was in dang, what was the name of that show? I hate when I can't remember. But they taught me a lot. Even though I've been acting for over 12 years now, when you work with people who have been in this business for 20 years, you really see the embodiment of what you are doing. And I learned a tremendous amount. I would say working with those people and being on Young and the Restless as well, and working with those people on that soap opera, I learned more through those experiences than I could have learned at any school or over the course of a few years. I mean, that's how much experience you gain if you really pay attention, shut up and listen, and just soak up the knowledge that they have for you.
Okay, so The Young and the Restless is one of the shows that you've been on. I know you've done some independent films. So compare doing something like The Young and the Restless, which is on a higher scale, to doing independent films. So kind of tell me the difference, or did you even see a difference?
Working on television, I had a very limited role in the entire production, even though every part is important. Everybody plays their part. Whether you are a principal role, supporting role, or whether you're the star of the show, you still have to play your part. Producing films, you're involved in every process. If you write it, produce it, and you act in it, you're in deep at that point. It's a whole nother realm. You have to be cognizant of everything that's going on, and you have to have a good team of people behind you. When you show up on television and you just, you do your lines, you practice, you do your part, wait on your paycheck. That's as far as it goes. You don't have to see the project through to the end. But when you're working on independent films and you want your product out there, it belongs to you. It's yours. That's your baby. You treat it just like you would a child.
Doing independent films, doing it yourself and trying to get it out there, get it seen, get it picked up, do you find that to be a very difficult journey?
It's challenging. There are a lot of things to know, so I guess the most challenging thing would be to be informed of what needs to be done from the start of the process to the end of the process. The most difficult thing is getting distribution and getting money to produce your films. But other than that, it's great. Being in California, it's not hard to find the actors, so you go through the auditioning process, which I love. I love being a casting director and watching the other actors come in and they compete for the parts, and you can tell the ones that have studied and poured their heart and have taken hold of your vision just based on the sides. They haven't even read the whole script. All they have is the sides. And they say, you know what, I really love this part and I'm going to study for it and I'm going to get this part. And so when you see those people, you say, you know what, I can work with them. And you have a different perspective when you're an actor and you're in the casting director's position. you can see with an actor's eyes who has done their work.
Seems like we have a lot in common. I mean, I've been in some of those situations that you just talked about. So we're going to go ahead and take a break here, but we will be back and we'll continue to talk to Keith. So make sure you stay tuned.
Oh, he's going deep. I see him. Run that round. He's grandma's.
Mom, who's that?
Run that round.
That's your Fracas college roommate.
I see him.
Acting like the guys at school.
Ah!
Get used to it, baby. They don't change much.
You remember that day we were about to start practice and somebody put icy hot and Ray shot you?
Sure do. It was me.
How about you, Dathan?
Huh?
Dessert. Would you like some?
You remember Victoria, don't you? She's gonna be working with you hand in hand during the campaign. Sleaze. Baby, what's wrong? Sleaze, what is it? What happened to your shoulder, Sleaze?
I told you what happened already, and I told you the truth.
And you expect us to believe that garbage you just dug up?
Sit your ass down!
Bail will be set at $1 million.
But Your Honor, my decision is final.
That's my decision, Counselor.
Congressman Allen gave Cage high praise and credit for the victory. I can't imagine what is going through his mind now.
You can stop dessert if you like.
You always talk about what you give and what you don't have to give, Troy. The darkness falling in on me. I gave everything I had to try and erase the doubt that you wasn't the finest man in the world. And that wherever you was going, I wanted to go too.
Everything has to be shining so that you're literally burning the message into the viewer's retinas. See, we don't want to lose them at the beginning spot. That's why there's joy in the beginning like there is.
We fidget. There's things that we do. What does he do?
Put his hand in his pocket.
All day long. All day long.
I'm 1 to June. Today was supposed to be my birthday, but got hit by an ice cream truck before I could have my party. I'm dead now. But I'm in heaven.
But leave some on your plate. Always leave some on your plate. I get dressed. Something feminine, flattering. I kiss Dave goodbye. Make sure to give him a little something that's worth coming home to.
Let's see some hurt. Okay? Then you can get angry because why? Because they hurt you.
It's not right. It's just not right. And the mothers of the church, they want to just look at Sarah. Oh yeah, rebuke Sarah. Sarah's going to hell. Pray for Sarah. Y'all so busy trying to make me look like the church. I just asked the church, won't you just be the church?
You got everything you want right now. I ain't got nothing on you. Why don't you get me a job? Why don't you put me on with your little business that you got going on? Why don't you get me down?
A proclaimed poet stood robbing art for profit as onlookers just snapped. And as poetry wept prophetic tears from passionate portals, the poet got props and stepped dead over a broken art form and called their assault a poem.
Lost my best friend when I was 14 to gun violence. And that just inspired me not to get involved in gangs so much. Try to stay positive for my little brothers and just keep my head on my shoulders because he really meant a lot to me. And that's what's inspired me to do acting, music, as far as just enjoy life.